Our chief guest, the Honourable Sindh Minister of Culture, Tourism, Antiquities and Archives will be shortly joining us. I hope you all enjoyed the performance by Khalid Anam and Grips Theatre. Following this inaugural ceremony, there will be a session with former Finance Minister, Mr. Miftah Ismail. To start the event, I would like, Madam Zahra Baloch, to start the event, I would like to invite Ameena Saiyed, the founding director of Adab Festival, to share a few words with us.
Assalamualaikum. I'd like to welcome Miss Mumtaz Zahra Baloch, who's here with us. She's a spokesperson of the Foreign Ministry and she's the ambassador designate to France. Actually, because Mumtaz Sahiba has another appointment, I will make my speech after her. May I? Achha. Okay. Please, Mr. Miftah Ismail has just joined us. A very warm welcome. Ismail Saab, I'm so glad you're here with us today. Please join us. And Mr. Miftah Ismail, Ms. Mumtaz Zahra Baloch, Dr. Ali Usman Kasmi, who's joined us from Lahore, Mr. Shoaib, Arshad, and Mr. Munis, Abdullah. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I won't bore you for too long, but I want to say how excited and thrilled I am that we are launching the 8th Adab Festival here today at Habit, for which I would like to thank Mr. Munis Abdullah for providing us this wonderful cultural space. Thank you. Before I say anything, I would like to thank our wonderful sponsors, because our purpose is to keep this into a free event so that we can invite people and encourage people from all over Karachi to join us. So it is free because we have these wonderful sponsors joining us, and I would like to acknowledge them. Bank Habib Metro, Goethe Institute, Gotel, the British Council, Institute of Business Management, the Government of Sindh, Lightstone Publishers, Habit, of course. We have had wonderful support from the Government of Sindh, and the Culture Minister, Sayyid Zulfikar Ali Shah Sahab, will be joining us. Thank you to our wonderful supporters, and thank you to Magnus, to Amtech, to EdLab, and to Orbit. I just want to tell you very quickly the changes that we have made this time. As you know, I launched the literature festivals in Pakistan in 2010. And there was a certain format and a certain program. Since then, I think we've had about 25. And I felt that was getting a bit repetitive. So this time, we have changed it completely. We have brought about 4 or 5 changes, and I'll tell you about them very quickly. The first change is that instead of having one big annual festival, we are going to have 4 or 5 a year. And it will be a traveling festival. It will go to Lahore, Islamabad, Quetta, Karachi, back to Karachi. So there'll be multiple festivals every year, other festivals. The second is that instead of having parallel panels, which we used to have 4 or 5 panels, I remember at one of our festivals, we had 8 parallel panels. Now, today, we have 1 or 2. Because a lot of people complain that, we want to attend two, which are happening at the same time. So we'll have one or two only instead of 4 or 5. The third is we've given a major role to the youth of Pakistan because they are the ones who are going to take it forward. So they will not just be sitting in the audience, they'll be on the stage, there'll be moderators, speakers, MC. Our MC is a young Haadia who's an A-level student from Highbrow College. Thank you, Haadia, for joining us. And thank you, Shoaib Arshad, another representative of the youth who is actually helps us in organizing it. So they are in every role. And they are the ones who will take this movement of literature festivals forward. The other change that we've made is that we have expanded the subjects. We have not just focused on literature and culture. Of course, we are doing that. We are not focused. We have added business, fintech, agriculture, because we feel that these are, after all, these are very important for us Pakistanis. I mean, rice is our second biggest export. So we have included people from these fields because we want them to draw their own audience, people who are interested in that. And once we have drawn them in, we will then introduce them to literature and to culture. So that is how we will widen our audience. So we are making these changes, and we hope that you will enjoy it. We have a wonderful program. It is on display outside on the screen. Please do have a look at it. And now may I request the spokesman of the Pakistan Foreign Ministry and, oh, I'm so sorry. Today we will also be awarding prizes, literary prizes in Sindhi, English, and Urdu to our wonderful writers who are here today, and we will announce their names a little after this. So, Ambassador Designate to France and spokesperson for the Foreign Office, Ms. Mumtaz Zahra Baloch Sahiba, may I request you to speak? Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. It is my great pleasure to be here today and to be invited to the other festival. And I thank specifically Ms. Ameena Saiyid for always inspiring us to attend literary events. And I was here last year as well. And I'm looking forward to the changes that you have made and see how it compares to last year. Last year was very, very impressive. And Ameena has been a force of nature, introducing festivals, literary festivals to Pakistan. And for us, those of us who have lost touch with books because of our various engagements and life has taken us in directions where our relationship with books has somehow been interrupted, such festivals remind us of the love of books that was instilled in us by our teachers and our parents. And that is why it is very important when you bring in this young intellect. And I hope that young children, young families will be bringing their children to such events so that as a society, we reestablish that link with books, with literature, and interact with those names that those writers whom we have read, and we have always inspired by their word with their wisdom. And this will, I'm sure, inspire our young writers and our young children to re-establish this connection with books, to become writers themselves. As far as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is concerned, we have been engaged with the projection of Pakistan around the world. It is part of our public diplomacy efforts. And introduction of Pakistan's culture involves introduction of Pakistan's literature, Pakistan's poetry, and Pakistan's writers and intellectuals. So this gives us an opportunity to establish those connections and then use this opportunity to connect the festivals with our embassies so that they can develop these linkages between Pakistani intellectuals and writers and intellectuals and writers of other cultures. Of course, literature is the most important manifestation of any culture. And I'm so glad that here we are bringing, as Ameena just said, that there will be a traveling festival and taking the literary festival to different provinces. And that connection is so important, so that those of us who are living in Islamabad, for example, are introduced to the literature of Sindh and Balochistan and Punjab and KP. And similarly, those in these provinces are introduced to the literary forces who live elsewhere. So thank you very much for having me here and giving us an opportunity to interact and engage with these young writers and scholars, and also giving us an opportunity to listen to these very interesting panel discussions that you are introducing about Pakistan's economy, Pakistan's agriculture, and together we can discuss Pakistan's issues and try to find common solutions. So thank you very much for having me here.
Now I would invite Mr. Shoaib Arshad, Executive Director and founder of Punoon Forum, and my favorite teacher, to please share a few words with us.
बहुत शुक्रिया आप सबका अदब फेस्टिवल में खुश आमदीद। मैं इसको मुख्तसर रखने की कोशिश करूँगा। तो मैं स्टेज पर सिर्फ इसलिए बैठा हूँ आज कि मैं एक तो अमीना सैयद बेगम को दिली मुबारकबाद दूँ कि ये 8वां अदब फेस्टिवल मुनक्किद हो रहा है, और इनकी जो कोशिश थी कई साल पहले, आई थिंक 14 साल पहले की जो कोशिश थी आपकी, वो इतने समर पैदा कर चुकी है, इतने रंग दिखा चुकी है, जिसमें अब नौजवान भी शामिल हो गए हैं, तरह तरह के उसमें मज़ामीन शामिल हो गए हैं कि इसके जो है इसकी नज़ीर नहीं मिलती और हमें इनका शुक्रिया करना चाहिए। लेकिन कुछ आज भी जो फ़रीक़ हैं या माशरे कि ये फेस्टिवल्स या ये जश्न जो हैं ये महज तफरी का ज़रिया हैं या एक दिन का या किसी तरह एक इंजॉयमेंट का एक मंबा है, तो उनके लिए मैं आज आया हूँ एक मिसाल देने और एक दलील देने। ये फेस्टिवल सच में आपकी ज़िंदगी तब्दील कर सकता है, और वो दलील हूँ मैं। तो 2017 में मैं रज़ाकाराना तौर पर, इससे जो पेशतर फेस्टिवल होता है उसमें मैं एज अ वॉलंटियर रज़ाकाराना तौर पर मैंने हिस्सा लिया था, और मैं इतना मुतासिर हुआ, मैं किताबों के रसिया से मिलकर और मैं अदब के दिलदादा लोगों से मिलकर और अदीबों से मिलकर, शायरों से, इंसानी हुकूक़ के रहनुमा से और हमारी तहज़ीब के अलमबरदारों से मिलकर मुझ में इतना गहरा असर हुआ कि मैं इस दुनिया अदब का पूरी तरह असीर हो गया। और ये मुझे नहीं पता कि पाकिस्तान में कितना सोना है और कितना हीरा है, लेकिन जब मैंने ये फेस्टिवल अटेंड किया तो एक बात तय हो गई कि पाकिस्तान में अच्छे अदब की, अच्छी किताबों की और अच्छे लोगों की जो है वो ज़र-ओ-जवाहर की कानें यहाँ आबाद हैं। और इसलिए जो है वो मैंने अपना सफ़र जो है वो जारी रखा, जो कभी फ़नून फ़ोरम की सूरत में ज़ाहिर होता है, कभी आज इतने सालों बाद जिस फेस्टिवल में मैं एक वॉलंटियर था उसमें उसकी इफ्तिताही तकरीब के स्टेज पे बैठ के तकरीर देने में भी ज़ाहिर होता है। तो मेरा जो जुनून है, मेरा जो मकसद है वो है नौजवान, और उन्हीं के लिए मैं सारा जो है अपना वक्त, अपनी मेहनत सर्व करता हूँ। तो उसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है कि हमारे नौजवान को जो मसाइल दरपेश हैं या जिन उलझनों का वो शिकार है वो बहुत मुख्तलिफ है पिछली नस्ल से। और मेरा ये ख़्याल है कि जो पिछली नस्ल ने जिन देव और बलाओं का जो एक तसव्वुर कहानियों में बांध के रखा था वो आज उनके सामने आकर खड़े हो गए। कहीं हमें लगता है कि कोई पक्का अदालती मुजरिम जो है वो फिर से बरसर इक़्तिदार आ चुका है। और इससे पहले कि आइंदा अदब फेस्टिवल ना हो, मैं वाज़े कर दूं कि मैं अमेरिका में ट्रम्प की कामयाबी की तरफ इशारा कर रहा हूँ। कहीं हमें लगता है कि माहौलियाती तब्दीली जो है वो अगला दिन हमारे लिए मुश्किल बना देगी, जो हम अभी भी इवन वी एक्सपीरियंसिंग इट राइट नाउ सिटिंग हियर। और कहीं हम जो है बहैसियत कौम IMF के डील को मोह लेने पर, उनसे सौदेबाजी कर लेने पर जश्न मना रहे होते हैं। IMF के हुकाम हमसे कहते हैं कि ये देखें ये आपके लिए हमने तैयार किया है, तो हमारा वज़ीर कहते हैं कि नहीं, आपने जो है इस बार आप हमें महंगा दे रहे हो। तो हमारे IMF के हुकाम कहते हैं देखें क्वालिटी भी तो चेक करें आप इस चीज़ की, ये ऐसी क्वालिटी आपको कहीं और थोड़ी मिलेगी। तो हमारे वज़ीर कहते हैं कि देख लें, हर बार आपके पास ही आते हैं, कोई पहली बार के गाहक तो हैं नहीं। और ऐसे करके जब वो उठने जा रहे होते हैं तो हर गाहक का जो पसंदीदा फ़िक्रा होता है, चलें आपकी ना मेरी, इस बार एक आखिरी बार हम एक और सौदा कर लेते हैं। तो इन तमाम मुश्किलात से जब अब नौजवान गुज़र रहा हो तो उसके लिए ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि वो ज़माने से मज़ीद अलहदा हो जाए, लेकिन ये सब तो असल में पुकार रहे हैं उसे, कि ज़माना को उसे पुकार रहे हैं। तो मैं बस यही कहना चाहूँगा कि नौजवान के लिए ज़रूरी है कि वो ये समझे कि जो जिन रंगों से, अपनी मिट्टी के रंगों से जब वो तस्वीर बनाएगा तो अपना नक्श देख सकेगा। अपने साज़ों से जब वो कोई मौसीकी सजाएगा तो अपने सुर सुन सकेगा। और अपने हुरूफ से जब वो कोई दास्तान लिखेगा तो अपनी कहानी पढ़ पाएगा। तो आज एक दिन के लिए मैं आपको दावत दूंगा कि मसनूई जहानत के इस दौर में एक दिन के लिए आए हम असल जहानत देखते हैं। बहुत शुक्रिया।
I would now invite Mr. Munis Rashid Abdullah of Habit City to share a few words. Mr. Abdullah has provided this wonderful venue, Habit City, for Adab Festival, and for that we extend our heartfelt thanks to him.
Assalamu alaikum ji. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. जब अदब की बात होती है, when we talk about literature, it is important to recognize the importance or the skill or the art of how to take something which is very complex. It's hard to understand, hard to internalize, hard to make use of, hard to learn from. And through the art and skill of literature, how something complex can be transformed and communicated in such a simple way, either through a narrative or by means of a poem or just a small phrase. So last year I had the opportunity to play a few words around a famous, let's say, children's story, which was which goes something like एक था राजा एक थी रानी दोनों मर गए खत्म कहानी. So I had the opportunity to expand on this, and there were a lot of children in the audience and they enjoyed it. But that's what life is. Morning come evening, that's the end of life. So what is all conflict about? What are we fighting for? we are fighting for ourselves. We are fighting to find ourselves. Not in the world, but in the context of the world. And that's where literature is important. So when we talk about taking complex ideas and making them simple for everyone to understand and relate to and learn from and become better human beings, sometimes the simple things, एक concept जो कि मुझे बहुत पसंद है वो ये है कि जिंदगी में छोटी छोटी खुशियां तलाश करें, बड़ी खुशी का इंतजार ना करें। इसी का अगर बड़ी खुशी का इंतजार करेंगे तो जिंदगी गुजर जाएगी, मगर अगर छोटी छोटी खुशियों में जो है हम अपने आप को पाएंगे तो हमारी अपनी जिंदगी खुशगवार गुजरेगी। और जब हमारी जिंदगी खुशगवार गुजरेगी तो जो लोग हमारे इर्द गिर्द हैं वो भी फूलों की तरह जो है खिल उठेंगे। So the simple things, the subtleties of life that we don't understand, that is another aspect where literature plays such a big part in explaining the nuances and introducing the importance of living. And with that, I would like to congratulate Ms. Ameena Saiyid and her able team for putting this together, for putting the Literature Festival and carrying it on through different odds over the years. And the 8th Literature Festival, the reboot in terms of spreading the message far and beyond. I was at a conference recently, and I'll close with this. I was at a conference recently, and a concept which many of the esteemed audience sitting here may have heard about is how to produce the best quality juice out of fruit. So generally, we take a blender and we put the fruit inside and we blend it, and we have a certain juice that we can use. Turns out, the RPM at which that juicer is converting the pulp into liquid form actually heats the juice up and destroys a lot of the nutrients that are there. So a new concept has come, and that concept is called slow juicing. So you use a slow juicer and you don't run at high RPMs. It squeezes the juice in such a way that the nutrients remain. So in this world of, let's say, artificial intelligence or computers or just scrolling your thumb to be entertained with short attention spans, the challenge that we collectively have, and when we say the seemingly unsurmountable challenge that we collectively have, is the empty seats, and is the fact that there aren't even more seats. So how can we help people realize, understand, internalize the importance of literature and how it lays the seed for a healthy, functioning society? So we are all here together and we walk out thinking how we can all be a center of literary insight and invite others to join in critical thinking. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Munis Abdullah. May I request Dr. Ali Usman Kasmi, who's joined us from LUMS in Lahore, to say a few words, please. Thank you.
बहुत शुक्रिया. इतनी गुफ्तगू हो चुकी है, so I'll just be very, very brief. और मैं वही बात दोहराना चाहूँगा कि जिस सफ़र का आगाज़ अमीना सैयद साहिबा ने किया था डॉक्टर आसिफ फ़ारूकी के साथ मिलकर, उसने मेरे ख़्याल में पाकिस्तान में एक नए कल्चर की बुनियाद रखी. और कराची लिटरेचर फेस्टिवल के बाद और बहुत से दीगर फेस्टिवल्स भी मुख्तलिफ़ शहरों में मुख्तलिफ़ तंजीमों की तरफ से शुरू किए गए. And I think credit goes to her for conceiving this idea and for continuing this tradition. It has provided opportunity, avenues to a number of thinkers, young artists, creative artists to express themselves, to provide this kind of like a public forum where people could come, interact, learn from each other. which in a society like Pakistan was desperately needed. And I think thanks to her and what she has been doing for the last 15 years, and then extended unka pura career khair se waise to, and Literature Festival is just one part of it, has enabled the emergence of this very critical discourse in Pakistan. And I think this other festival is one reflection of that. And I would like to just end, क्योंकि मैं बहुत इंस्पायर हुआ अभी जो अब्दुल्ला साहब जो गुफ्तगू कर रहे थे about the nuances of life as to how literature can tell us about that. And I think now that we live in this very different time and age of Anthropocene, and perhaps I think literature can also help us understand the idea of death itself, because this perhaps is, as some people are saying, the last human century because of what we have done to this planet. And hence it is through philosophy, through literature, through a critical understanding of religion that we can make sense of this impending doom that we all face, that we are encountering in our lifetimes. Yeah, so on this note, I think it's wonderful to have all of you here, and I hope that today's event, today's discussions, you find them enlightening, and that you and like everyone else, I think I should also just thank Ameena Sayyid Saiba for organizing this. Bahut shukriya.
Thank you, Dr. Ali Usman Qasmi. I regard you as one of our greatest historians of Pakistan. I am now delighted to announce the awards, Literature Awards. This is the Infaq Foundation and other festival literary awards, which for the first time we are giving in English, Urdu, and in Sindhi for the first time. So I'd like to start with the Sindhi Award for Sindhi writing. This has been awarded to Akram Sultana Saiba, Akram Wakasi Sultana Saib. Tashreef laiye, please. Noor Saiba, may I request you to give the award if you don't? Nurul Huda Shah Saiba, if you can give the award. Sohail Saab, are you here from Infaq Foundation? Sohail Saab is here from Infaq Foundation. Aaiye, please, tashreef laiye, Sohail Saab. Sohail Saab will be, now these awards carry a purse of 250,000 rupees, which have been donated by Infaq Foundation. And a big thank you to Infaq Foundation for supporting literature in English, Urdu, and Sindhi. Sohail Saab, tashreef laiye. Sultana Saiba, I'm so sorry. आप अपना आप आके check भी ले लीजिए. And there's an official letter from Infaq Foundation. Thank you. This is the first time, thanks to Infaq Foundation, that we are presenting an award for the best Sindhi writing. Bahut Mubarak ho. Thank you so much. I would now like to announce the best Urdu award, Urdu Writing Award, which is being given to Mr. Irfan Javed. Irfan Javed Saab, tashreef laiye. Thank you so much, sir. So kind. And the Best English Writing Award, Bahut Mubarak Sohail Saab. Thank you Sohail Saab and Bahut Mubarak Irfan Javed Saab. The Best English Writing Award now goes to Miss Beena Shah. Congratulations, Beena Shah. Well deserved. And a big thank you. Well, this is actually an English Writing Award. So it goes for the whole corpus of books, corpus of literature that you have written, and Irfan Javed Saab and Akram Sultana Sahiba. Thank you very much. Now may I, thank you. Thank you very much, Sohail Saab, Infaq Foundation. Now I would like to invite Mr. Arieb Azhar, who will sing a few beautiful songs.
Arieb Azhar is an acclaimed musician, writer, and producer. He has over 35 years of experience in the performing arts. He started his career in the 80s, singing revolutionary songs in Karachi, and he made a name for himself by producing and interpreting Sufi poetries for the youth.
Hello, da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. सलाम दोस्तों और बहुत शुक्रिया अमीना आपा मुझे अदब फेस्टिवल में शामिल करने का। मैं इत्तेफाक से कराची आया हुआ था और अमीना आपा को जैसे ही पता चला उन्होंने मुझे यहाँ बुला लिया। मेरी वोकल्स आपको सुनाई दे रही हैं? थोड़ा सा ऊंचा चाहिए ना, थोड़ा सा वोकल्स को, हाँ, और ठीक है, बस ठीक है। अच्छा, मैं एक आपकी खिदमत में एक अपना गाना पेश करता हूँ जो मैंने माँ धरती के लिए कंपोज किया है, और उससे पहले अलाप में बाबा बुल्ले शाह की एक छोटी सी नज़म। वेख भुल्लिया आसमाना ते उड़ते पंछी, देखते सही की कर देने, नाओ कर दे रिज़्क ज़ख़ीरा ते नाओ भुखे मरदे ने। कदी किसे ने पंख पखेरू भुखे मरदे वेखे ने, वंदे कर दे रिज़्क ज़ख़ीरा, वंदे भुखे भूखे मरदे ने। कतरा कतरा जमा हुआ मट्टी हुई तैयार। कतरा कतरा जमा हुआ मट्टी हुई तैयार। अब शोक मनाना बंद करो और बीज लगाओ यार। जो काश्त करेगा वो ही मालिक, बाकी सब बेकार। तुम अपने हाथ की मेहनत से कब तक रहोगे पार, कब तक रहोगे पार। बीज से एक बूटा निकला, जड़ें उसकी मजबूत। उसकी मीठी छाँव में रल बसी मखलूक। लकड़ी भी वो देता है और तरह तरह के फल। बादल भी खिंच आएंगे आज नहीं तो कल, आज नहीं तो कल। बहता जीवन बहता पानी, इसमें सबकी खैर। बाग बना दो इस दुनिया में, कर लो उसकी सैर। जितने अलग अलग दरख्त हो उतना इसका जोर। मंगल जब जंगल में होगा तब नाचेगा मोर, तब नाचेगा मोर। कुदरत का ये खेल है, सब कुदरत का ये खेल है। कुदरत का ये खेल है, सब कुदरत का ये खेल है। कूड़ा कचरा फेंकोगे तो बन जाएगा भूत। एक दिन वापस आके वो खोलेगा सारे झूठ। संभालो भी और बांटो भी, फिर चलेगी बात। गायब हो तुम इस दुनिया में उस माली के हाथ, उस माली के हाथ। कुदरत का ये खेल है, सब कुदरत का ये खेल है। कुदरत का ये खेल है, सब कुदरत का ये खेल है। इसमें हर मखलूक का आपस में एक मेल है। कुदरत का ये खेल है, सब कुदरत का ये खेल है। कतरा कतरा जमा किया है, पी लो सारे लोग। हर एक का है हिस्सा इसमें। डाला लचका रोग, डाला लचका रोग। बहुत शुक्रिया। ये गाना अगर आप साथ मिलके गाएं तो और भी मजा आएगा। हम देखेंगे, हम देखेंगे, लाजिम है कि हम भी देखेंगे, हम देखेंगे। वो दिन के जिसका वादा है हम देखेंगे। जो लोहे असल में लिखा है हम देखेंगे। जब जुल्मों सितम के कोहे गिरा, रूई की तरह उड़ जाएंगे। हम महकूमों के पाँव तले जब धरती धड़ धड़ धड़केगी, और अहले हकम के सरू पर जब बिजली कड़कड़ कड़केगी हम देखेंगे जब अरसे खुदा के काबे से सब बुत उठवाए जाएंगे हम अहले सफा मरदूदे हरम मसनद पे बिठाए जाएंगे सब ताज उछाले जाएंगे सब तख्त गिराए जाएंगे हम देखेंगे बस नाम रहेगा अल्लाह का जो गायब भी है हासिर भी जो मंसर भी है नासिर भी उठेगा अनल हक का नारा उठेगा अनल हक का नारा जो मैं भी हूँ और तुम भी हो और राज करेगी खल्के खुदा जो मैं भी हूँ और तुम भी हो हम देखेंगे हम देखेंगे हम देखेंगे बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया
Thank you so much for that wonderful performance. I would also like to call Shaima Syed on the stage for another performance. And on another note, currently Mifta Ismail, former Finance Minister of Pakistan, is also having a session in City Talks. After this, Ms. Shaima Syed, please. Thank you so much. Do I have to hold this or is it on? Oh, there. Is this what was I wanted to recite a poem, sort of sing recite. It's a poem that I want to dedicate to the youth that are participating in the festival today, because my father